meaning that the average man's punch has 2.6 times the force of one delivered by a woman. Are the Olympic Committee putting women's lives at risk?
I think there can be no doubt they're putting women's lives at risk. But bear in mind...
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a follow-up story on a video we released last night about the two biological males who are competing at the Paris Olympics. Today, we're going to be focusing on Iman Khalif, considering she has a fight scheduled tonight, Sydney, Australia time, at 8 p.m. We're going to go over that upcoming fight. We're going to go over outrage online that the news of them both getting the go-ahead by the IOC has sparked. And I'm going to leave it to you at the end. I want to hear your opinion on what you feel the consequences are, and more importantly, why you feel this is happening. To refresh everybody, if you missed that video last night, it is tagged in this one. Iman Khalif from Algeria is set to fight today, Friday, in the women's category under 66 kgs, while Lin Yu-Ting from Taiwan has her first fight in the under 57 kgs division on Saturday. Guys, both fighters were born male, both identify being female. When the IBO was in charge of the boxing federation, when the former governing body was in charge of boxing before the IOC took charge, these two boxers were deemed ineligible due to their male biological chromosomes. When the IOC took over, they said they could fight. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Iman Khalif's last fight, Brianda Tamara of Mexico, and what you're seeing here are pictures of that fight, the damage that she did. Khalif had been previously disqualified from the Women's World Boxing Championships for failing gender eligibility tests. She was then cleared by the IOC to participate in the Olympics. This decision sparked controversy and debate over the inclusion of athletes with naturally elevated levels of testosterone in women's sports. Basically, men who identify as women being allowed to compete against women in combat sports. Professional boxer Ebony Bridges, she commented on the story by saying, "Whoever on the committee agreed to this clearly doesn't know boxing or isn't a female who's been hit full strength by a male same weight to feel the noticeable difference. I feel so sorry for the biological born women who have worked so hard to get to this point in their career, to then have to compete against a trans who literally was disqualified for being a man. Like, WTF has this world come to? This ain't about breaking records. It's about breaking skulls. #Olympics. Guys, it's pretty tough to defend this decision. Wherever you stand politically, how do you defend the decision to allow biological men who have testosterone to compete against natural women? The facts are obvious on why you can't defend it, but also something that's not getting spoken about enough is the fact that there's women who missed out on spots from the countries of Taiwan and Algeria, considering two men took their spots. There's two women sitting at home who trained their whole life in boxing and didn't get to go to Olympics. And then obviously the evident issues are the facts that the women who train their whole lives from the other countries are going to have to face men. Specifically tonight, Angela Carini. The Italian government and the Italian Olympic Committee, the CONI, on Thursday expressed concern about the fact Italy's Angela Carini is set to face Iman Khalif, an Algerian who was disqualified from last year's women's boxing championships for failing gender eligibility tests at the Paris Olympics on Friday. The IOC has used a different set of rules for admission to the Paris 2024 tournament and has also allowed Chinese Taipei's Lin Yu-Ting to compete after she was banned from the 2023 World Championships as well. Carini is set to face Khalif in the round of 16 of the women's welterweight under 66 kg category. Guys, I should also mention the betting sites down here are allowing you to bet on this fight. Khalif is obviously the favorite, and she's also the favorite to win the gold medal. Without specifically mentioning Khalif, the Italian Olympic Committee said that it has taken action with the IOC to ensure that the rights of all athletes comply with the Olympic Charter and health regulations. Family and Equal Opportunities Minister Eugenia Roccella went on further, and I quote, "It is of great concern to learn that two transgender people, men who identify as women, were admitted to women's boxing competitions at the Olympic Games in Paris after having been excluded from recent competitions," Roccella said. She also went on to say, "It is surprising that there are no certain, strict, uniform criteria at the international level and that there can be a suspicion, and far more than a suspicion, of an unfair, potentially dangerous contest for one of the contenders at the Olympics, an event that symbolizes sporting fairness, end quote. Sports Minister Andrea Abodi echoed those comments, and I quote, "I find it difficult to understand that there is no alignment in the perimeters of minimum hormonal values at an international level, which includes the European and World Championships and the Olympics," Abodi said. "In the event that represents the highest values of sport, the safety of female and male athletes must be guaranteed, as well as respect for fair competition. That is not how it will be tomorrow for Italy's Angela Carini." Guys, be kind in the comments, but sound off, leave your insights. What do you think about this upcoming fight between Khalifi and Carini, Algeria versus Italy? Biological male versus biological female. Let me know in the comment section below.
Really high testosterone levels in women. When they talk about females with these high testosterone levels, they're really talking about males with disorders of sex development. And in some cases, rarely happens in developed countries, but in some cases, babies born with these disorders are wrongly labeled as female, and then they grow up and go through male puberty, and everyone then knows they're male.